morning, it's Kathy again in my kitchen. Today is not going the way I wanted it to. It's gray and gloomy. I'm beginning to feel like I live in Seattle, even though I live in New England. What I wanted to do was check on the potatoes that I put in the other day, but it's too wet, so I don't really want to go messing around with that, especially since it's been so cold. I do believe that the roots have started to take in though, so that's good. And Willow is outside. It's a little chilly, so I let her out, go out for a while with her mom, but it's not going to be for long because it's just too cold. And goats have a tendency to get pneumonia, things like that. So I found I'd gotten some green beans, and tonight for supper I'm making salmon. This was from that great the store sale that I got. So this was awesome. This full size meal was like $2.50. Oh my goodness. Really, seriously, $2.50. And it's good salmon. It's like nice and it's red, it's firm, it's not, sometimes you get frozen salmon and it's like a little broken down in the middle. It's not like that at all. It's nice and firm. It's really, really good. We've had it a few times. And omega-3s. Now, one thing I did want to say, because I'm going way off the beaten path today, we're not eating right, especially since we're in like lockdowns and quarantines and everything. So make sure, if you have the ability, take your blood pressure, keep an eye on your weight, but also try to get some kind of fruit and stuff. For fruits, what I would do is get canned, because you can wash the cans. But that's what I'm going to talk about today while I take the ends off these beans. So if things can be cooked, they're pretty safe. But if some's got to be raw, I did get oranges, but I got them like, I went shopping 3 weeks ago, and I kept them hanging in the cellar. And our cellar it's a dirt cellar, but if you have a nice cool place, oranges, that's cold storage things, if you hang them in an onion bag or something, they will keep a long time. But there's a trick to it. What was that? I just heard something. It's not my dad. Oh, it's one of the dogs. Ha! Okay. The trick is when you bring stuff home, even not time now, when you bring stuff home, wash it off in, I usually use a gallon of water, and I've put in about 1/4 cup of white vinegar. It's disinfected, it cleans, and actually it helps take some of that waxy stuff off too. 1 second, please. This is my mom's Patriot cup I got her. It's not one of those, the wine one. It's bigger than the wine one, but I got it so that she could have warm water and it would insulate. And actually she used it to hold stuff. She never drank out of it. So I have absconded with that. Well, I've commandeered it, I guess you would say. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about the vegetables, that if you clean them when they come in, let them air dry. Don't like wipe them off or anything. Wash them in cold water and put them on a towel or in the dish drainer even, and let them air dry, and then hang them in an onion bag or something, and they will keep. All this the cold storage stuff will keep for an awfully long time. It's amazing, because I did not want to go out. I'm sorry, I'm going to go out maybe shopping once a month, not this once a week stuff. So I did get fresh. That's these beans. I wasn't sure, I forgot all about them. And I'm like, I wonder. But they're in the bottom of the refrigerator, and my refrigerator is really cold. In fact, my eggs froze. I don't know why, because I turned it down. But for some reason, it could just be getting old and it's deciding that it wants to pretend it's a freezer. It could be because it's been cold. I don't know. Anyway, for some reason, it's just doing that. I don't know. But that's one thing, that the least amount you can get out. But for, wow, how long I've been taking care of my parents, especially with my mom's immune system. I've lived like this, where you had to wash everything and disinfect everything and take a shower when you come home. They're just putting the stuff on the news now. And what really confused me is this doctor said they have a regular side of your counter and a sterile side. You've seen that guy, right? He's picking up something with his hand, wiping it off and putting it down with the same hand. He didn't wipe his hand. All right, you don't need gloves. But what I use, spray bottle of alcohol. One small bottle. This is a big bottle. All right. I usually get it by the case. This one here is 70%. This is 32 ounces. The last one I got was 16s. And it was a case of a dozen. And the 16 ounce spray bottle will last me about a month. So, and that's what I use to wipe the counters. Like, I clean them, but then I go and spray them with alcohol. Don't spray wood. I learned that the hard way. I really did. Oh, I got this over here. I'll show you. It's kind of bad. See, my guy, he used to be so cute. I got him at Savers, and he was all bright and everything, and I cleaned him with alcohol, and he looks like nice, and he's distressed now. We'll call it that. We'll just say he's distressed. So he fits right in because I'm distressed. But anything that's hard, and also in the bathroom. That's another one. Her hospital table, my dad's tray table, because they're not wood finish, they're laminate. So I do have wooden tray tables, but I don't use them for that. That's more like, I guess, if I get company, because then I'll just like wash them with soap and water, put them away, and that's that. But if I have to spray something with alcohol, I want it to be something that's going to stand up to it and not just have the finish come flying right off of it, because that kind of defeats the purpose. So, but that's one thing. When you go shopping, don't put the things in the car. I take my spray bottle. When I go before I go into the store, I spray that carriage. And I do this normally. This is a normal thing, and so people think I'm weird. Like, people see me do it, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And then I say that, if somebody is really that way that they ask me, I will tell them, I'm a caretaker, and I can't have stuff coming in the house. And usually they let go of that. So I will spray my hand with alcohol. Or I will use my rag and spray my rag heavily. So not that it's dripping, but it's wet. You know that, when you touch something, it's going to be wet. Most things, even cardboard, you can spray with alcohol. It dries very quickly. It doesn't break down. I have never had, because it dries, and when you get home, you wash things anyway. I do. If you get a head of lettuce, it's in cellophane. I don't get things that are like just out, like lettuce and that. I try not to get like leaf lettuce, and I get that from the farm. They're organic, and if you go there, basically I picked it. Nobody touched it. Nobody sneezed on it. So I'm very, very fortunate that way. But I'll pick it up with the rag, something up with the rag, spray it, or wipe it down with the rag, and then it goes in the car. So the car has no germs in it. When you do your groceries, wash your fresh stuff in water and vinegar, and then try to get things that you cook. All your cans, all your plastic bags, boxes, everything like that. Spray it, wipe it down with alcohol, and make sure you keep cleaning that hand, because once this hand, I don't care if it's got a glove on it or if it's just bare, you touch something and it's gonna you've got germs on it, whatever you touch, you're gonna spread. So this hand always has to be, it's a good thing, well, that's what I do, is with that alcohol rag, is I'll hold that in that hand, and so that hand is constantly clean when I'm out. So that's a good habit to get into, because I think that this is unfortunately going to last a lot longer than we think it is. I'm kind of nervous that they're saying the peak is coming in a couple of weeks, but I'm kind of thinking that given how this has all worked out so far, that one of two things is going to happen. Either people are going to say, okay, it's peaked and it's safe to go out, and it's not going to be safe, or that the figuring is wrong, because this has never happened before. So who's to say that models are working? Like a hurricane model, you can't rely on it. How many times do they say you're going to get a hurricane and it doesn't come? But I think this is the opposite, is they're going to say something's all right when it's not quite all right. Disease is a hard thing to get rid of. So, but that was the only thing, and I've kind of rambled on a little more than I wanted to. So till next time, take care, stay inside and wash those hands and cook everything, and everybody's going to be fine. It'll be over before we know it. It seems like a long time, but actually, speaking of a long time, I usually have really, really, really short hair, like short hair, and it's we've been in quarantine for a while. Well, actually, I had decided I was going to grow it out. I said, I'll give it a shot. And when just around the time I started thinking, like, I don't know how long I can handle this, we were in lockdown, so I didn't go out. So that was even before they closed the hairdresser, but it's like, oh well. So that's why it's been in a ponytail, because I haven't been able to have a ponytail for probably a good, holy smoke, I'll bet you 10 or 12 years, something like that, maybe more. So this is a novelty to me. I can go take a shower and pull my hair up. But the short is really easy, and when this is over, we'll see what I decide, because it'll probably be getting warm, and I just can't, I don't have the time to mess around with it, so oh well. But now I'll say this is it, because I really got to get going. I don't want to keep you all day. We'll see you then. So take care. Have a good day, and stay home.